with Carmella-T. You're probably wondering, what the heck is she doing holding a cup with a towel wrapped around it? Well, I'm going to tell you something. This cup is so hot right now. And you know what this is? This is a Japanese teacup. I had gotten this years ago. Look, it has Japanese writing on it. And when I looked it up, I think it was from like Pier 1 or, one of those stores. But does it keep I put my coffee in here and it keeps it so hot. It is perfect. And you know what? I tell you what, I am sitting here. I jumped on here because I wanted to share with you what I'm doing. So, and now one of the viewers, a few of the viewers, had said they really liked like a meditative when, video when we were working on chakra. So I'm sitting here and it kind of in a zone that I go in when I don't typically go on the video. And I said, you know what? I'm going to share this little setup with them. So what I'm doing is, so first of all, welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. If you are new to the program, we create with recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it is our way to give the earth a little hug. Pretty soon now I'll share a little bit too in some of my books on my passion for caring for the earth as much as we can as individuals. If you are coming back, thank you for coming back, because your suggestions kind of is what got me thinking, well, let me share this with you this morning, because most people don't really get on the video when they're actually meditating. I mean, I think some might, but but it's to be in the full meditation zone is being, that fully quiet and really being able to let your mind clear. So I'm going to flip this for a moment, because before I show you the art I'm working on, and we'll talk about the quilt, I just want to share with you the little sweethearts in front of me. So my little sweethearts are sitting in front of me. I don't think you can see them. I'm being very careful because look, these are still little babies. They're still getting very used to this environment. I just cleaned their cage. So they have clean water, clean food, a clean little bath. Let me tell you something about finches. They are a very, very, very therapeutic. You hear their little sounds. They're starting to make sounds, singing. They're starting to sing, which when they get to know you, they'll come over more to the bars of the cage and say hello and, things like that. But this is a little pair, and he's very protective of her. See her on the little swing, and he has let her go on the swing. He lets her eat first. He lets her drink water first. I've observed this. It's just lovely. Anyway, so that is who's in front of me right now. And I'm trying to keep them, like I'm trying to teach them, good morning, and I'm getting my coffee, and, we clean their cage. So a little routine. Now, I'm also today going to work on a, bird cage cover, because the cover that you see right now is not, it's just something I cut of makeshift, you know what I mean? Just so they have a little coverage at the top of their cage, especially during the day, and especially right now in their new environment. They want that cover on, and that cover may need to just always be there for, or at least be there for a while. In a couple of weeks, I'll start taking it off on little increments, but they really do like covers. So anyway, this this is so hot. If you want to, this is just a tip before we begin our art. But if you want to keep your coffee hot, seriously, get a Japanese. You see how thick this is? Get a Japanese teacup or mug. Put it in that, and you have to have I'm going to have to make a little wrap for this for my coffee because I can't even pick this up. It's so hot. That's how hot this mug keeps the coffee. So I'm going to put that over here, and I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to get the quilt. So hold on a second. Okay. So this is the quilt that I showed you yesterday, right? Here it is. And I was saying to you yesterday, that, it's been sewn, straight through, right? Well, it has a backing that's not sewn. And I'm like, I won't be able to take these three pieces apart. Check this out. So I cut it. Look, you can take them apart. So yes, if I wanted to, which I didn't, but I could take the top part. I could just look, see, it's even pulling apart. This is thrift shop, and you could even clip that easily. I could clip that. And so you could get a nice big piece of fabric from your thrift shop quilt, and you could use it as a base. You know what I mean? Add a little Christmas tree here, we're going to do that, but let me show you. We're going to do that, but I'm going to show you what I'm working on. So I want to make another little quilted needle book like this. And hi, Connor and Kennedy. Hi, Miriam. Thanks for being with me. So I cut that quilt, and these are the pieces I cut. Okay. Now I started sewing. I just want to show you this. I started sewing. Let me tell you why this quilt was a perfect candidate to be cut. Because like I was saying, when they're highly artistic and there's a lot of work in the quilt, you may rethink it. It may be vintage. It may be a high quality piece of art. But this was not. This was worn. It was stained. I could tell. Not that this is going to be low quality. It's not low quality. I'm just saying it's older. So anyway, I cut it. Okay, and I had this little, this is the hem, the edge. So this was open, and I started to sew, and we're going to sew a little bit now. But this is what I thought. I'm just going to put this down so you can see. You can see me sewing in a minute here. So this is what I thought is I'm going to fold no, how did I do it? Like this. Like this. So it's kind of like, it will kind of come out like a little pocket. But it folds, it will fold. Now, I was thinking, gee, I could do that kind of just evenly in thirds, right? Look, I could do it in thirds. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just simply sewing. So let me bring you along with me for a few minutes. Now, I cut this other piece also. Now, this piece, you see how it has the hem here? All along there and then here. So there would be a little unevenness, you see. If I sewed that, I would sew that all the way around and just grab that hem too. So that's just another piece. I just happened to cut it because it was kind of just like on the edge there. Okay, so This is, we're going to do a little sashiko. Now, I feel like I should have done the blanket stitch, but you know what? You can do different stitches around the hem. That's part of the artistry, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go with my little blanket stitch. I'm going to double knot this, and so I'm going to tell you something. I am so excited about this project. I'm just not talking loud because of my little new sweethearts, members of my family. I don't want to scare them. Oh, there's a little chirp. That's because I said sweetheart. Yeah, it's a little chirpy. So now you see here, you see the batten is kind of sticking out. So when I sew, now there's a couple different ways. Some people just leave it. I'm just going to trim it a tiny bit, okay? And just so I get that closed in there. And so that was the only thing so far I noticed when cutting this quilt up. Now, a lot of times you're watching the, well, I'm going to be honest with you right now. I, I have searched like a lot for what to make out of a quilt. And I'm gonna actually search on the TV part of my system today, because I'm not getting a heck of a lot. I don't know about you. I'm not getting a heck of a lot. And maybe it's just me, the way I'm searching. But when I put in specifically the needle book, that will come up. This little needle book definitely will come up. But uh, I guess if I put in, you know, repurpose quilts for vests or something. But what I was looking for was unique gifts, you know, made out of quilts. That's what I'm looking for. So, okay, I'm not finding that. And so I'm just making some things up here. And part of my theme is with my Boro is right now is birders gifts. People who love birds, people who love cats. And I want to recreate some of my own artwork that I did in pen and ink uh, onto some of those designs I did, kind of using that as a little inspiration to handcraft some not appliques but little Boro Sashiko design pieces. So anyway, I'm sitting here. I just really wanted to share this with you. I'm sitting here with these adorable little birds. I have to tell you, animals, for me, wildlife and pets, and I know this is for a lot of people, but it's very grounding for me, very therapeutic, gives me something, a live, beautiful creature to take care of, to care for, and really, really inspires me. You know what I mean? So, okay, so I'm sewing this. Now, you're probably saying, well, Carmela, why didn't you just machine stitch that and or do running stitches? Well, part of it is the artistry, okay? Part of it's the artistry. I'm repurposing. Look at this, is going to be absolutely. Now, the reason I'm so excited, and let me put this back up for a minute. Up here. Okay. The reason I'm so excited about this project is so a friend of mine, she cut some sleeves off of, I think it was like a wedding gown, you know, thrift shopped wedding gown. And there's lace on those, like beautiful lace. And I'm not going to use all that lace on here, But I used to have a lot of lace and lacy curtains that I had bought from the thrift shop specifically to use for my projects. So I want to get more of the lacy, and we have the purple ribbon. This ribbon, I still have tons of this. So I want to take that and I'm going to sew it and use it, sew it on to this specific needle book. And I'm going to take some of the silky, lacy type of materials I have and dress this book up. Now, the other thing I was thinking, now the only reason I'm talking quietly is I get really excited and I talk really loud. and my little finches are eating, so I don't want to ruin their breakfast. That's the first time they're eating kind of in front of me. So you know they're getting used to it. Look at this mug. That now I can hold it. Does this keep coffee hot? I can't even. My son bought me a coffee warmer and that keeps it hot too. Big time. So, okay. So what I want to do, this is kind of my prototype. This is going to be the needle book that is for me that I will keep. And the reason is, hello, little Mashiko. Oh, so I named my birds Mashiko and Umi, if I'm saying it correctly. So Mashiko means, let me see if I can remember, cherry blossom, means cherry blossom. Did I write it down? I think I wrote it down. And the other one, I keep kind of having a hard time with it because, oh no, sakura is cherry blossom. It is a rose. I want to say rose finch, maybe rose. That's rose finch, I think is what Mashiko means. And Umi, I believe, means, you know what, I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to write down my Japanese, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it means beautiful. Yumi means beautiful. And so anyway, I'm really happy that they're eating in front of me now. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so now I'm kind of at the end here. This is meditative for those of you who are super interested in meditative. So yes, placing and creating chakra meditation pieces, and we're gonna do that. I gotta tell you, I have 3 surfaces now to work on. Now I am so happy because that's what I need. I need my beginning morning coffee little surface to just get my ideas together during the day, the events who I need to call. Oh, by the way, we have a workshop coming up, and I have mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again because it's so close now. It's coming up next Thursday, and it's at River Arts, and it is on needle felting, and we'll be needle felting decorative mushrooms, and they're so cute, and I shared some of them with you here. Yes, they're so cute, like you, little Mashiko. So we will be, and that will be, I actually thought that particular class was during the day. And for those of you who work and you want to be part of it, it's a Thursday night, and it's, I believe, starts at 5 o'clock. So we go about an hour and a half or so. So, and that is in Morrisville, Vermont. See how that's coming along. So granted, it still needs some work. And so I'm just going to stay on here a little while with you to, because some of you do like the longer videos. And so so a couple things. So we have that coming up. And then the next workshop coming up is on needle felting gnomes. So I will show you how to make a gnome very, very easily. But the first workshop is really important because you do want to make something simple if you're just beginning. So, because if you jump into something that has 2 or 3 parts to it, and then you're trying to learn to connect them, it can be very frustrating for a beginner. If you learn how to connect just 2 pieces and how to create some shapes with 2 pieces, and you get to another project that has 3 or 4 pieces, then you're okay. You have a pretty good sense of it. Okay, so this is, I believe this is very meditative. This is meditative. But yes, we're going to do some chakra. I'm going to tell you, the reason I'm mentioning chakra, I guess I got to turn this way, is because every time I make a chakra piece, it sells. Now, I probably am trying to get to the point where I have more chakra pieces, and I am trying to get to the point where these pieces can be available online. So I do want to do that. So now I'm going to show you in a few minutes how simply beautiful and easily it is to create, to sew through a quilted piece. Now, let me say it this way. What I mean to say is in Boro, when you have your 3 pieces connected, your quilt, this happens to be a thrift shop quilt, but I could take 3 pieces of fabric and create a quilt or quilted piece. But when you do that and you have the centerpiece is batting, or at least a thicker piece, a flannel, like a flannel shirt, or something that gives you a little bit of a surface for your second piece, how easy is it to sew on the surface, to do your running stitches on the surface? Easy peasy, and so much fun because you don't have to worry about the running stitch going now to the other side, okay? So it's really wonderful. Let's see, it's wonderful to have this quilted piece. Okay, so now I'm almost done stitching, but yes, this is very meditative to sit here and stitch. I don't have the TV on. I don't know about you, but ooh, I've been turning the TV on and it is some sad news all over the place. So I do say my prayers for everyone I know and don't know, and for our nation and all nations, because we need it. Prayer is from the heart, and we need more heart in our nation. I believe anyway. I believe it. Okay, so this, so this is all sealed, you see? Look. Now, I could go down this. This is the hemmed part, where they have the little thicker piece. Okay, so I am going to do that, yes. Oh, what that piece, what I could do, hang on, is I could just go do I'm just going to do running stitch. Okay, I'm doing my sashiko stitch right there. I'm doing that because that is the little flap. That's the flap. Your needle sewing books. Think of it this way. Every time you make a pocketbook or you make something, the shape or the piece you're working with, it highly is speaking to you on a design. It's giving you a different structure. If you have everything the same, where's the inspiration in that? There isn't. It's just not there. So, okay. So we're going to, I'll show you this in a minute. And then I've got next to me some fabrics I just want to share with you, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of play around with them on this piece. I feel like I need to do, you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. I'm gonna do a blanket stitch just going here. Just a I probably don't even have enough. Well, let's see. We'll start over here. So your blanket stitch, you go in or you're coming up, whichever way. All you're doing is looping your stitch. Okay, you're looping it. You're just putting the needle back through. You're just looping it. See, that's your blanket stitch. And I used to think you have to go in, you have to go like the same way in, or you should go the same way, yes. But you don't have to. If you make a mistake and you come up in the fabric, okay, I'm not gonna have enough. Oh, that's okay though. This is like totally what I'll do is just, well, let's see. Look at, we're just maybe, see the blanket stitch? Okay, so let's see. I don't think we're gonna have enough because I do want to do a little knot. One stitch short. I don't even want to tell you my comment on that. It's freaking story of my life. One stitch short. I'm writing that down. That's a good book. That's a good book. One stitch short. Okay, so I put the little knot. The little knot is about an inch above. And then what you do is you're going to pull that through, hide it right underneath. This is the beauty of the batten when you do use batten. It's the beauty of it. You can do things like this, oh, so much easier. So let me just pull this up. And I think my birds are getting used to me talking because that would be great if they do. Okay, so what I did is I pulled the knot through, okay? I pulled it through and I'm just going to clip that now because the knot is hidden inside the fabric, okay? And like I said, we're one stitch short, so I'm just going to thread this again. Oh my goodness. If I planned to be one stitch short, it just wouldn't work. So anyway, I was dreaming about waking up and doing this. I didn't think I'd have such a meditative experience. I'm just saying. Just not where necessarily like I'm thinking like my mind is all clear and I'm getting all these new ideas, but just relaxing for a change. You know what I mean? Just relaxing. Okay, so now what I do with this knot is I typically, there's two knots I make at the beginning. One that I either want to hide and be able to pull it through the top surface of the fabric, or one, if the fabric was open like this is, I can just start underneath. So then I can make, so a double knot is okay. So I'm going to just kind of slip in the side here, if I can see it, yeah. Because I'm just so close to the surface here. So here in Vermont today, it is sunny, kind of sunny, but I feel like we're going to get rain. So it's a lovely day to work on all of this. Okay, so Oh, I forgot I was doing my blanket stitch. If you forget you're doing a blanket stitch, you can just simply loosen that stitch and just kind of pull it up and just go through, because that's truly what it is you're just looping one stitch through another. I just got to pull it. There we go. I just had to pull it. Blanket stitch. And there we go. So, okay, this one is a done. So now that, I mean, it's not done. We're going to get, I want to share with you, gosh, I don't even know if I can find it right now. I'll have to come back on because I put that in a special place. The lace that my friend had given me. And, okay, so this is the thing. All right, I want to show you. Okay, so I'm going to put this camera back down because I want to share a couple things with you. So, this is how I'm making my needle book. Okay, now I don't want, I really love this. Now look, you do not sew, it's open, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking here, I could put a little snap here, okay? And I just might do that. Or I could put a little tie, okay? Now the thing is this though, inside, let me get, okay, I do actually have it here. There's a couple of types of fabric. So first I want to share this with you. This, for those of you who weren't with me, or you're not like extremely aware about these needle books, you do want to use pieces that are felted. So you want pieces that are layered on the inside. And oh, look, there's two, 3 pieces here. Look at that. Okay, look at that. So, this is great. Okay, so, this is, so look, if I fold that in half, right, look, that's pretty good fit there, for this book. So I could cut this and, because you probably, I mean, the pieces do not have to be really, really big. I mean, they don't, but I just want to go over the pieces with you first. And so this is flannel. You want nice soft flannels. And so look, I have another, this piece I might make a little smaller. I might make this a little smaller because, and kind of layer it. But anyway, there's a couple pieces. Now this piece is another piece my friend gave me. This is a beautiful, beautiful soft, 100% cotton. It's lovely. So, and the nice thing about this piece is, look, it has different colors, you know, so kind of what I'm inclined to, for me, being a color person, just loving colors as a way to sort things, coordinate things. What I'd like to do is kind of use a couple different pieces of this. So there's a couple things. So anyway, this is just giving myself an idea of how I might set up my little book. Okay, that's just giving me an idea. Now I'm going to put these to the side. And like with this one, this journal, I'm sorry, little needle book that I did, I gave it pockets, so I may consider that on this one. And then I did my Boro sashiko. This is machine stitched. But because we're going to do hand stitch here, so I want to keep in mind a couple little things. My flap, I have a flap there. So I want to keep that. I may want to decorate that a little differently. So, so I'm gonna go for me. Just because it's a prototype, I'm just kind of experimenting here. I want to get some, oh, hold on, I have to get my basket that is got the fabric in it that I want. Let's see here. Purple. Okay. So I was thinking about this last night, okay, and a couple things is I'm gonna put this back up so I can just talk to you about it. So last night I was thinking about this, decorating this needlebook, which I'm not thinking, I was just kind of excited thinking about doing it. But this piece, check out this piece. This is like a belt. I mean, I cannot sew through this. Look, where's my needle? I can't. I know I can't. Yeah, this is like, I don't even know what this is. It's probably, it's a material like a vinyl, like a belt. So this, I was thinking, because this is going to be my book, I'm thinking, well, I could experiment with this and kind of glue. And I don't work with glue. Now this I'm going to do at the end, but look how cute that is. So, and then, so I'm going to put that over there. So the other thing I want to use is this. So that's going to be super pretty to decorate. But the first thing I want to do is put some color on this that I like. And I like purple. And I just love colors that pop. So these two. And so we'll start there. And I'm going to show you how to sew on the top for those of you who do not know. So we'll put the camera back down. Excuse me, I got a cough. Hi, how are you? Thank you for being with me today. Hi, Jean, how are you? Thanks for being with me. I hope this is inspirational to you. I feel like this is a lovely quilt, but I also feel like I'm just going to brighten it up a little tiny bit here. And so I could manipulate different shapes. But you see how look, the thing about this, maybe we will do something like that. Hold on. You see how there's specific squares here? So why cover up the square? Let me just try my hand at something here. Now this is what I'm making, I think, is a little, you hear the little, my little finches. Okay, so I'm gonna make it like a little owl, okay? Or cat, it could be an owl or a cat. So I'm just cutting this out. I mean, yeah, you can take time but I want it to fit in one of these little squares. Oh, okay, that's good. So let's, it's still a little big. It's still a little big. This is kind of like a little, like I said, little prototype. I'm kind of this is better. Oh, but look, I could even leave just kind of give it a tail and bring it up like that. But no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna save that piece for a tail. Right there's a tail, because I'm really thinking of this as an owl. So I gotta just get that a little more flush. There. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, can you see that? I take a sip of my coffee. I'm going to just turn it around. Can you see it? Okay, so now we're going to sew that little owl. I just want to see how that looks. Yeah. Oh, I guess I could put him in the front. Maybe I put him in the front right here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put him right here. Okay, so with our sashiko stitching, what you want to do is you want to make a little knot. Very little, okay? Because with regular authentic sashiko stitching, they don't even put the knots. They let the tails that are underneath the fabric automatically knot themselves. That's what happens. But so we're going to put a knot though, and we're going to come in underneath here, underneath the fabric. You're not going through. You're not going through. You're going to feel the, what do you call it, the batten. You're going to feel it. So I just usually pull right up through right away. Anyway, I do. That's what I do. And you're going to pull, you're going to hold your fabric flat, and you're going to pull very gently till that knot goes through. So see the knot went through. You can see the little tail. You see? So, and then you're just going to kind of get that tail inside there. And if it doesn't go inside, you can just clip it. But it should, if you pull the fabric up, it should hide. There it is, gone. Now, to do your sashiko stitching, you just get oriented to how this piece feels, okay? And you're going to feel the batten there, right there. This needle I have is a little thick. I'm not liking that too much right now. Let me go, let me see if I can find a different needle. Hold on. Yeah, this is better. If the needle is too thick, it's definitely going to, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the resistance. It's bulky and it's hard to put through the fabric. It doesn't feel good. You know, it kind of will, just takes away from from your sewing experience. Hopefully I can get this threaded here. Maybe not. Let's see. This is exactly why I need a needle. Oh, this is one. This is why I need a needle book, because there's certain needles, and well, hello there, little Mashika. I speak to them when they speak right now because, like right away, because I want them to know that they're home. This is their home. So yes, you want to get, this is why I'm making a needle book, is these needles that I'm always looking for get mixed in with my others. And yes, I should keep them in a certain little pin cushion or book. So I'm going to keep them, whoops, if you do something like that, that could be a chain. Look, we could make a chain. This is how you make a chain. We'll just do a chain because I just did one. So anyway, you're going to feel the needle, you're going to feel the batten, and you're going to stay right on the surface. You're not going through. That's a piece of, you're not going through. You're staying on the surface. So to make a chain, you do just like you did with your blanket stitch, only you're doing this on a flat surface, is you're just looping back. That's a chain. So, and people say, well, that's not sashiko. Well, sashiko stitching is visible. So yes, you can go back and forth and use little different embroidery techniques. Absolutely. I do that all the time. Okay. So I'm just going to turn this. Okay. And I'm just staying right on the surface. And that's why the batting is so awesome. because you can feel that. You see, I'm not going through it all. So that's the lovely. Now the other way to do it is, I have to do this one at a time because we're doing chain. But the lovely part of working with an old quilt like this is some pieces you could take and use them as your backing. Other pieces you can take, sew them like I'm doing right now, look at the piece, and then decide what you want to design. This is not difficult to sew on the surface. Now, if these three pieces were closer, in other words, if I didn't have a thick batting, it would be a little trickier, but you can do it. There are experts who will do sashiko stitching on the surface of jean material. So, and that is a very light. I'm just looking at my finch right now. He's I think he wants the whoops. I think he wants the this down. Put that down a little there. Okay, so look, we're almost done with this already. And all I did was a little chain stitch around it. But look how pretty it is already. And the fabric of the quilt is just, and the sun's coming out so you can see it a little bit better. Look at that. Is that just adorable? I mean, it gives it a little texture, and it's just lovely. So now you're like, well, depending what you're doing on the inside, but you can pull it through, but I don't do that. Just tie a little knot, and you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to bring your needle down underneath your piece. You can bring it out down here maybe. But you're just going to pull it straight through. And the knot is hidden in there. So pull it up a little bit like that. And then pull the fabric up so you hide the tail. Now the tail is nice and long. We tied the knot up here. We pulled the tail all the way down. But look how cute. So look how cute this is coming out already. So with just that one little piece. And like I said, the next thing I'm going to start is adding other pieces. I'll probably add a little heart. I'm going to do a little purple heart to it. And the way I make my hearts is, so we're going to make this small, okay, because we know that these pieces are a little small. And you're like, well, why don't you just measure it? Because now I know about how big it is. So this will be a little heart, but I just make a little square, and then I just cut the heart out. Oh, like that. And there's a little heart. So let's see what that little heart will look like. Oh, look. Yeah. Look. You see? Now, you're probably saying, why didn't you just take the whole quilt and just, upcycle it? The quilt was worn. It's worn in a number of places. So that's why. Now, the other thing I'm probably going to add to this is, because I love these flowers, and you can do this, is just take a piece of fabric and just cut the flower out, just like the outline of it. And I just love that. I do that all of the time. I did that in one of my wall pieces. Not only did I sashiko stitch the flowers that I had cut out, but I arranged like a bouquet from different fabrics. I stitched them. It's on my YouTube channel. And then I painted the piece. So we're going to do more wall hangings like that, because you can do that with your little ones too. Just add a little paint, add a little beads. So, and I have, and I'll show you later, but I have my wall pieces laying out on the table. They're laying out. Um, and when I'm creating, I keep them laying out. I don't want to tuck them away. Look at this. Let me get my pin here because this way I can hold it up. Oh my God, this is seriously adorable. I can't even stand it. I just can't. This is just so, okay, I'm saying, look how that's dressed up. And I'm not crazy about this green. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to clip a little of this. I don't even know. I'm not crazy about this. I don't know what to do with this fabric. And I'm not a person that likes glue. Unless this may get glued on here. Let's see. The flower. I don't like this. And I think I'm going to put a different background up here. So we'll just do that, and then and then um and then I need to put the little birds up so they can have a little quiet time because they're supposed to have quiet time. So I think I'm infringing upon that right now. I don't want to do that. So I have these two floral pieces, and I think I have more than that. So I also have this little eyelet piece. Oh, yeah, and then we have we have this. But this might brighten it up. Check this out. That brighten it up a little bit. Okay, so I may do that. Anyway, I just, oh, this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to take this. You see all the kind of scrappy part of this? I'm just going to take a little bit of it here. I'm just going to take a little bit and make. These finches love sound. They love non-grammatical patterns. And I started to cut, and he's listening to the sound of the scissors and starts singing to it. I mean, it's a fact. I looked it up. I don't just know that. Anyway, so look at this. Yeah, that's much better, huh? So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I wanted to jump on here and share this with you today. I hope it inspires you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful morning. And I will jump back on probably this afternoon and share with you the completion of this. I might change that around again. I'm not fully there in the zone with this particular design up here. So, but anyway, it gives you an idea if you have a quilt, or go to the thrift shop, get a quilt. You know, sometimes they're as little as $3, depending, and up to 10. I personally would not start spending $20 and $30 on a quilt. I just would not do it. Not until you're sure that you're turning it over and you're making and selling. That's just my thought. Anyway, hi Cole. Hi. Thank you for being here with me this morning, and I send you love and light until we see again.